watch what's going out, you can watch that here. But the real benefits of sending the program feedback down to the 3 cameras is because it makes the tallies work as well. So these will light up when you change your vision mixer. These will go green for preview if you're being previewed on the one screen, and it'll be red for program, so whoever's live and the presenter will follow the red light. The green light is where they're about to go, if you know what I mean. So that's just something, if you do a bit of presenting in, or you get a presenter, you can just help guide them. But we'll show you all that in the future. Okay, so to power everything up, you'll notice on the top here, there is an on switch, on-off switch. We generally just leave them as on, so we don't power them on and off at the camera level. And it's the same with the actual viewfinders as well. There's an on-off switch on the viewfinder. We leave them on as well. So just don't worry about turning the cameras on at the camera themselves. Where we're going to turn them on is on the optic fibre box. So I'll show you where. Cool. So the first thing to make sure is on is this yellow white box, which I'm going to put a sticker on across things. So that's on. That powers down here and comes along with a cable. Comes to this box here. So nice big red off and on button. So you'll know it's all working because the light will come on as well. So it's a good indication whether this is on. So that's your first step, second step if that one's off. So that's the white one that you'll use for that. Then you've got your 3 boxes here, cam 1, cam 2, cam 3. Each of them, you just flick on. So the box powers on, and then it does a little handshake with the camera, powers the camera, they speak to each other for a little bit, and then you'll notice that the fibres work. And what you can see here, if you look at source on camera, you should see, once the fibre is connected, usually just takes a few seconds. So there's a few more camera one to this one, So
to this one.
Yeah, and then you notice that the camera and then the camera 2 will camera 2 looking at the black. Okay, so yeah, that's about right. Yeah, it looks black. What you can do on these is go up and down the sources, and that's your return. So return 1 is the camera signal, is the program, so whatever you're recording, which we use for the tally, as I talked about before. So you don't need to worry about it. But if you were to go to there and you're playing something back, you would see another image there. Okay. Camera 2, return 2 and return 3 aren't being used currently. Except on camera 1, which return 2, you would see your auto cue. You'd see the actual writing in there because we send that down. I'll show you that in just a second when we go up to the camera. So the main thing to remember is that one on. Yeah. These ones on, and if nothing happens, if this light's off and that light's off, it's your switch at the back, the white one. Okay, so these are all on. Your radio mics are all powered on automatically, they'll just switch on and be ready to go. So they all come on automatically. Your microphones are all kept down here. So these are the wired microphones. I'll show you the box for that in a second. And we've got some wireless ones as well. They'll need batteries, so you just request batteries off us. Let me give you the wireless ones. Okay, after you guys. We'll get the cameras up in just a second. So what I'll do is I'll just... very quickly, I just want to show you one thing. This is quite important. So this screen, which your auto cue screen, reflected in the mirror, this is powered via the camera, so this has come on because the camera's on. Yeah. No problem. One thing we do have to do is just change the signal from upstairs to HDMI for it to work. So I've got this little wire that comes out the back. It comes into this little converter box. Now to power it all, I've got like a phone battery bank, which is like a sort of 150 hours of use. So I charge up every week just to make sure it's working. But all I have to do is make sure that I plug in this little box with this cable. There's literally only one hole. Let's just take that off. Make it easier. So this is the box. So you just go USB power, almost like you're plugging in a mobile phone. Yeah. Was right first time. So you just need the application. Oh, sorry. That was right. Place that in there. And this USB just goes in there. We're on full battery here. You'll know it's on because the white light comes on next to the thing. So, and then this goes in, and it's the SDI in.
Okay.
Because we want to send a signal in from the camera. So we just hook it up. That is powered and ready to go, just for converting the signal to HDMI, so this will work. So at the moment it says no signal because the computer upstairs isn't on and we'll send anything down. That's no problem, that's ready to go. So you've got your battery power and you've got your camera power as well. Everyone happy? Any questions just from that? Or? No, it's relatively straightforward. Yeah. And then on and off. That's generally we set it on. We'll come and have a little play with that one in a second. Just underneath. I need a new label, but this label here should say studio feed. So if you want to see what's being recorded on the camera, this box, so this is the HDMI out, HDMI in, and we just need to make sure that I connect it to the SDI in. So if you're using the out, you just need to plug this, and I'll put a new label on it. So it's this wired one. Like any BLC, it just sort of you get the position right, and it locks into place. So I'm just going to hook that round back just because it keeps it in place. Right, that's ready to go. So when we come back downstairs later, we'll be able to see what's on the screen. These all just kind of come on. So when you do turn these lights off, you'll be able to see out without getting a lot of reflections, but it's all quite intimate in terms of your spaces. That'd be quite nice. But everything you need to turn on is labelled. So sound and light. So this one and this one's controlled from this one. It also does the telly as well. So this is one of your preview screens. Okay, so that's all booted up. So that will be used for your lighting desk. Your sound desk has got power. The main thing to remember on this one is just that your phantom power is on. Always make sure that red light is lit. Okay. And you turn it on by the button that's right next to it. Okay, just make sure it's all zeroed off before you start. The next thing to turn on, is the mini racks. So it's labelled as mini racks, and this is going to be for your recording. So we've got a recording box that we film or record our shows on, and this top box is the live streaming box. So it's not massively necessary that that's on, but just comes on as it comes on at the same time in any case. This Mac can be used to live stream as well, if you do want to do that. That's actually off the road. The next one is TV. Put the TV on, and that's going to be your main vision switching TV. Just inside there. Okay. Auto cue is on at the moment, but you would just power it up from here. Generally, we leave all the computer switches on. If you're going to shut them down, just shut them down via the computer and leave the power on. For stuff like the racks here, we do tend to turn it off to keep the power and keep the heat down. And you'll see that they've got a couple of markings here. So Vision Mixer, ignore the do not turn off. I'll have to get rid of that. You just turn them on. So it's 3 to 10 on that. Okay, so while they're booting up, so that'll power the desk and it'll power all the racks that we need to do the signals. The very last one, this one here, it's called PA. Not massively necessary unless you're doing the actual show, and that's the speakers that are up on the studio floor. So if you want the audience to be able to hear the voices a little bit more, or the sound effects, you turn that one as well. I'll show you how they all work later. These should. Oh, now.
Shall I go and move?
Do you want to move run around, yeah? Okay, we'll start with the Vision Mixer. This is the main one. It all comes online. It's all good. It's all labelled as well, so if you have a look.
Different colours.
Different colours, yeah. So the first three are the first cameras. VT Mac, so we've got a Mac Mini at the end, which I haven't turned on just yet. I will do in just a second. That's for your video playback. So if you do a 30-minute show, you might have got 3 videos where you've gone somewhere to film, and you've got like cut to VT and you cut to a pre-made video basically. So that's on that. Gallery, we can actually hook a gallery camera up here as well. So if you're doing a show, you could go, The presenter could say, "Hi, man, we've got all these great people in the gallery at the moment," and you could all turn and wave at the camera, and the people can see that downstairs because it'll be on the program. That screen downstairs will see whatever. You might be able to if I switch it back to camera 3. So it's the top row is your program, second row is your preview. So preview program. Just see. Yep. So that telly's not working downstairs. So you're going to be working off the top row. Anything that you switch in this top row is recorded. That's your program. So that's the most important thing. Your preview is where, say for instance, for argument's sake, I want to switch to a shot of the radiator. You can do that with this set to mix. You can do the fade. There we go.
Do you know so the program is recording?
Programs to
obviously.
record, yeah.
Do other shots not get recorded?
No.
So to edit in the future now?
No. There's ways and means of doing that, usually through via a load of these little boxes. You'd have one for each output, but we don't do that.
Okay.
Just for
So, yeah.
So yeah, I know what you're asking, but no.
So it's literally a one take.
It's
kind of
literally a
thing.
one take thing, which is
Okay.
as live kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's ways and means of doing it. You could put SD cards in the cameras and record at the same time, and that would work. If you wanted to do that, I don't know necessarily know why, but if there's a reason to do it, maybe you'd have a reason to
Just
do it.
because it's a bit wobbly.
Yeah, yeah, it would be good. I mean, in which case, you can do an OB. If you weren't going to do it as live, you'd film 3 separate cameras and record on SD cards, which is something we may do. Just very quickly, you got an iMac as well. So this middle Mac can be used as you can all log on to that and you can use it as. And if you want to see our website, go to and then you can cut to that website live, if you know what I mean, and do that. Through some of the media players, you can kind of load up imagery and photographs and stuff like that, titles, various things like that. You need the computer. I think one of the computers, I need to check which one it is to set up. One of the computers will be responsible for uploading all the images. So I can set that. Okay, so when you're doing your vision mixing, that you get to play with it, and there's various things like it'll dip to colours. You can dip it with a colour. You can digital video effects, so you can have things pushing off and sliding on. If you change these little dials, it tells you exactly what it's going to do. Spin and it'll spin out.
Some kind of 1970s game show.
I particularly like the swoosh. And a good button is the auto button. Yeah, and you can set the time. It saves you having to sort of do it perfectly. It'll do that, and you can just hit auto, and it'll do it over that 1 second, or 2 seconds, or 3 seconds. You can choose. And you've got a very good button here. FTB, fade to black. And there's your fade, and it'll flash as well. You want to come back, just press it a second time. The Macs and the PC, like you say, you can just turn them on via the switches. The Mac Mini is slightly different, it's just at the back here, if you haven't seen one before. The button's just right there. Just show you very quickly. So this is an image machine, so this will be by your student login. You'll go through all that. Just call me at the moment. On here, it is the VT user. This is the one you're going to use. This one's my technician's one, just to do some installs. VT. The main thing to turn on for this one. So just look at the bottom. There's nothing. I've done that deliberately, so there's only one thing to choose. Hopefully, yeah. And there's a folder here, so it says copy and rename me. So when you come to do your show, you only need to do it the once. Whoever's the producer or who's doing the VT will just copy that folder, paste it again on the desktop, call it Master Show, and then you've got a project inside there, which is funny enough called Rename Me. You rename that and then you run that. And what it is it's the good template for what everything you. So I can do that now. Let's copy, paste. So I may as well do it now because it is actually done. And you can use this and you can just rename it as to what you need. In this folder, renaming. I wonder why it took so long. Let's just get rid of some of this stuff. We don't need those. And then when it's opened, there's a test sequence that we can use just to see, and you'll see it. You can see it already. Yeah, it's come on live now. Yeah. BT sequence time. So this is the third year's did a studio show recently. Sorry, second year's did a studio show. So they've got some stuff that they did, and you can see when you're on a playback, you play back through that. The sound is controlled through the sound desk. There's an actual fader called VT, so you need to make sure that's at the right level. The beauty of that means that you can balance the audio. Whoever's doing sound, you can just tweak it as necessary. But yeah, really straightforward. Just press play and it'll play on there. So someone would typically sit there and do that. Okay, so yeah, really straightforward. So Premiere Pro for the VT. That's your internet station if you do need it, and that will appear. I think it's number 6. AutoCue, do we do AutoCue another week, Cara?
I think no, we'll do that next time. I think if we just get everyone using the cameras, and then we can have a go, move around with the Vision Mixer and directing a bit. I think.
Okay. Is everyone happy with just turning everything on? I suppose. Is there anything you want me to quickly show again?
No.
Everything's labelled.
Literally, like turning everything here on, turn the other one on, and
Yeah,
you
it's
have
it's
your
really straightforward.
video.
Yeah. The only thing I think that sometimes goes out of whack is the auto cue when you turn it on, because it's like a 2-screen thing. So it thinks that this is one screen and downstairs is the second screen. Sometimes forgets. So you just do a quick. You go to your display settings here. Because like Karen says, I can show you. You just go to display setting. That's the display settings, and you do detect. It'll flash black because it's worked out there's a second screen, and then you'll know that there's actually 2 screens now. It'll say multiple displays. That's it. So you just tell it to use a second screen, and then it'll appear down there. But we can talk about next week. That's it, really. So we'll have a play with the cameras. Or the Vision Mixer.
Quite fun.
Do you want me to leave the lights on for the time being, or do you want me to go?
Yeah, may as well, and then we can have a look better for it.
Yeah, we can get the light on.